His finger is
Did
on
it.
the button. Bow, 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 bow. We got theme song now.
This is the whole stream now. I'm just gonna watch you just do a cappella beatbox silliness.
Best
Yeah,
in Buttercoins.
Buttercoins don't exist.
Buttercoins may exist in the future.
They
though.
exist in the same sense that Jeremy exists. Just to say, it's not
There's evidence, but no proof.
exactly. Have you ever seen a Buttercoin? No, of course not. That would be crazy.
Oh,
What you probably have seen though is whiskey, because apparently this is a whiskey channel. So I'm drinking some Deanston 12 because why not?
Ooh, nice. Did you get? Where did you get that?
I don't know. I've had it for quite a while.
Okay,
It's not new.
I haven't seen a 12 around for a while. Deanston's one of those weird.
I'm pretty sure I got it just from the LCBO, but it's been a while, so I'm not 100% positive.
Nice. The for Pete's sake, the Bordeaux is really nice. That
Right.
Deanston Bordeaux. They've got quite a neat little array of like most distilleries lately, putting out so many different wine finishes and super different cask finishes that seems to be spreading like wildfire, which is good because without exploration and innovation, there wouldn't be any, progress.
Exactly. Yeah. The experimental stuff is always great, even if it doesn't really turn out all that great. At least you're doing experimental things and trying to be interesting.
Right. And that's the thing for me. And like sometimes I really, really appreciate that. Again, I use this all the time. Everybody knows that I'm going to say. The Floki. It's not the best whiskey I've ever had, but I really like it so much strictly because it's so out there and it's such a departure from the norm. Even the more obscure whiskeys out there that I've had, nothing compares to how unique that one tastes. And again, while it wouldn't be, on my top favorite best whiskeys of all time,
right.
It's definitely one that I really, really like strictly because of how unique it is.
Yeah, ditto.
And again, like that's great that places are doing that because it was kind of more or less, I won't say deadlocked, but they were really just kind of stuck in traditional ways for a big chunk of time. And I think this generation right now that we're in of whiskey aficionados and hobbyists and professionals is we're getting the golden age, I think, personally. My opinion. But yeah, I've got a
love me some Floki. It's super interesting. At the very least, it's interesting enough to worth trying. Like, bro, what is Bradbow Mystery something?
This is Bradbow Mystery number 13. This was given to me by Mr. David Kramer. 9 years. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not a shelfer, but yeah, that particular 08 Bordeaux I did have a sample of is marvelous, absolutely marvelous. And Deanston really for me is one, and again, I'm not super. I think I've probably had 5 of their expressions, so nowhere near a big enough sample to pass any type of judgment. But every dram, every Deanston I've had has been marvelous, really, really nice.
Yeah, they do good stuff.
So I've got this much, and that's a wee Glencairn. That's how, okay. So I've
just
got like
a teeny little bit,
a tiniest amount, but I'm gonna try and.
Dan brought it up. I didn't do it.
I bring it up way
fault.
more than Brad does. To be fair.
I just agree that it's interesting.
So on the nose on this, I'm getting a very American whiskey vibe. Oh yes. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you guys don't even know what you're in for.
We're getting a special guest.
You guys don't even know what you're in for. Bam!
I don't know how special of a guest I am.
So special. Hey, Burley, what's up?
The most special thing about my appearance is my wife in the background playing Stardew Valley.
A solid game. It's great.
So
I disagree, but hey.
Love some Stardew Valley. I really only play in the car these days, which is a weird thing. Because Stardew Valley is one of the games you can play in the Tesla, right? With like their weird Tesla arcade thing. So I just have a Stardew Valley save that I only play in the car. So it's been sitting for a while. There's not a lot of traveling happening.
That's what I was gonna say. You could say you were playing that on your car. Oh, just playing it on my Tesla.
It's very strange. It's such a weird thing. It's a fun game though.
Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely getting a hardcore American note on this. Like, I couldn't say if it was like a bourbon quite just yet. I'm not getting any specific corn. There is a mustiness that I usually get from a high corn mash in something that's maybe 7 years old here, 7, 8 years old. But that's the nose. So let's see what I can get out of this here. And it's basically one shot. So.
Is it delicious?
It is actually.
Nice.
It is actually delicious. And it was enough to literally coat one layer on my tongue. And I don't even think I swallowed. It just kind of like absorbed. Yeah, that's quite nice. I'm not going to go crazy and try and pull anything apart. I'm going to say that it's a 9-year-old weeded bourbon.
Right,
Dave, if you're watching or listening, and you could let me know what that is. Now, probably shouldn't have. My palate was slightly tainted before I had that, and I didn't even think about it. So, excuses, right? There has to be at least one.
So unprofessional.
Some
brand, I guess.
Do you have anything in the glass, Burley?
No, actually. I'm just nothing going on right now.
Fair enough.
I'm just here to
be the pretty face.
reduce some of the professionalism of this channel,
Not physically possible.
That's not, that's definitely that's not a thing.
I had heard, but I haven't played it. Is it good? Should I get it?
Sounds pretty good. I don't have any type of time to give the proper respect due to any RPG right now. So I'm
should
playing.
I grab a little whiskey? I should grab a little whiskey.
You should grab something.
I'm not going to be
it doesn't
about
have to be whiskey necessarily. I know you got a lot of mead sitting around, bro.
I do have a lot of mead sitting around, and I do have some that's open.
Then maybe
I'll be right back.
Have a bit of mead, and maybe we can do a bit of cross promotion here.
Now this is just free advertising for a method for the mead.
Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, Donald. Evening, buddy. Man, do I wish you were on Facebook sometimes, pal. And I know you probably hear this so much, buddy. Maybe I'm going to have to move the Owls group. We have an Ontario Whiskey Lovers Society group on Facebook, and it's growing. We've got like 2,400 members now. I started it with like 10 people like 4 or 5 years ago or something. But anyways, lots of Irish whiskey talk today. And every time someone makes an Irish whiskey post, even full well knowing, like my brain is still like, oh, I gotta tag Donald up in here. Yeah, it's not happening.
doesn't work when they're not on Facebook.
It does not. I should start doing it. I should just start doing it. I'll just write Donald Rants and period, and that'll be my
right at Donald Rants. It won't link to anything, and people will just be like, "What are you doing? What is happening?"
Yeah, it's really crazy. It blows my mind. Like really, it's. We have Blanton's up here on the shelf, and we got Weller and all that jazz, and then like Scotch though. It's wild stuff.
Definitely is.
Oh, so good thing you're taking it. You definitely don't want to be boozing it with the muscle relaxers. So that's awesome.
No, that's a bad combo.
Yeah.
Some things make a fun ride when you add a little whiskey to it, but muscle relaxers not one of those things.
Anyways, I hope your back feels better, buddy, because I live with back pain. I have a spinal injury, and it's not great. So any type of back stuff, everybody knows, is no fun. So I hope you get over that super quick.
That's never good.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm on to
Tiny Mystery Sample number 2.
Brad Baggins mystery. Oh, this is just Brad Baggins mystery. Okay.
It's a mystery.
Yeah, this one was.
What'd you get there, Burley?
The Minor Health Mead from Valheim.
Nice.
How is it? I'm admittedly behind on Madness videos, so pardon me if I ask stuff that you've already disclosed on.
I haven't done the final tasting of this on the channel yet. It's actually probably about ready for that.
Nice.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah, so Burley
I'm biased, but
Burley has a channel called Method to the Meadness, and it's awesome. So check it out. I don't know.
It's way better than this channel.
It is. It's more informed. It's worth your time way more. Like you're gonna walk out of there
Absolutely.
Not have wasted any time. If you like mead,
that's not true. You will absolutely waste a lot of time.
I mean, time is a constant speed for most people. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're still wasting it. But you might as well waste it watching fun things.
This will be a mission. I'm gonna start a fucking online petition. Get Donald Rants. Help get Donald Rant. Dan Hayes needs help getting Donald Rants on Facebook. Will you help him?
Like the taste is magical, but the smell.
I could watch you fucking smell mead all day, buddy.
That's not creepy at all.
I never said I wasn't creepy. I never professed to say that I wasn't creepy.
Here, no, now it's creepy. Now it'll get creepy.
But yeah, it's what honey did I use? I think I might have just used clover honey for this.
Nice.
I have it written down somewhere. But I developed the recipe and then like immediately forgot about it. But I macerated raspberries and blueberries in the honey itself to extract the juices that way before I made it into mead. So like the fruit sat in the honey 24 to 48 hours. Just everything getting sucked out by like the sugary mess that is honey. Thank you for the sound effect, dear. And then I made some dandelion root tea that I then steeped dandelion blossoms into and mixed that all together with a bit of water to make this with, I forget which strain of yeast that I used too. I figured it out. I wrote it down and then gone. Just
as long as you wrote it down in case
that's the important bit.
You want to do it again.
That's the important bit. I wrote it down. I say what it is in the YouTube videos. So if you're truly interested, you can check me out at Method of the Meanness. But
if you're into mead, or even if you're not yet and you're curious what mead is, it's actually pretty awesome and very, very super old. Check out the channel. And even if you don't care about any type of mead or even want to, and you're just into like sci-fi and fantasy, you can also check that out, because he does a lot of awesome stuff from sci-fi, fantasy, fiction, and brings it into real world stuff, and it's awesome. So check it out.
The base recipe for this came from Valheim,
which I couldn't tell you what it is, but it's obviously an RPG, right?
RPG,
maybe not so much.
Kind of, maybe.
Sort of. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a weird, but the recipe it gives you is 10 blueberry, 5 raspberry, what was it, 10 honey and 1 dandelion. It's open to a lot of interpretation in terms of actual amounts of what I'm doing, and
so it could be quarts.
And the parts of the dandelion that I ended up using, because it just said 1 dandelion. I'm like, well, what am I gonna do with that? So I
just dump the whole thing in there.
So I made dandelion root tea, which is an interesting process because it's not an infusion, it's a decoction. You actually have to boil it. You have to boil the roots into the water. It has to continuously be boiling to get full extraction.
Right.
But then to get the flavor out of the blossoms, it's an infusion. So
I would one day. Oh, nice! This pen does work. One day, I'm gonna give myself a go on a batch of mead for sure, because
I'll help you with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fun. Oh! I'll be. you'll be putting me on ignore before that batch.
Oh no.
Be using this stream. Burley, answer the messages. I need help. Stop ignoring me, please.
I show up to stream and Daniel's just got a notepad, just and then
right. Now that you're here,
there's just tell me more. And
I'm getting a bit of the tiniest bit of dill on this. So I really want to leaning me towards rye. It's just that dilly rye note, but it is kind of almost minty eucalyptus on the end of it. So which is something I get from a lot of bourbons too. A bit of that eucalyptus note.
Yeah.
But this one is a little punchier. Definitely appears to be considerably higher ABV than the first one I had. Likely, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I honestly can't tell the difference between.
He's back.
I can tell. Oh, yeah.
You were gone for a second, but you came back.
There we go.
It's about to say. I have a really hard time picking out ABV doesn't hit me as ABV as an ethanol note in the past couple of years so much. I couldn't really tell you if something is 63 or if it's 58. The 63% dram isn't gonna be oh, that's hot, that's 63%. It just doesn't. It doesn't. I can't really do it. There was a time when I could say, oh, this is 50 plus. And there's other clues that obviously if it's full flavored and I'm getting a lot of a lot of flavors, and it's bold, and it's in the, you can tell by the legs and such. But I really am not spectacular about guessing ABV.
Me either.
I guess I've just been drinking this without actually describing what I'm smelling or tasting.
Me too.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
But so on the nose, it's like it's dominated by like the red. Like you smell something and you smell red. Like you can't quite pin it down. It's kind of like how like grape soda tastes purple.
Sure.
But it's basically like a raspberry thing, but richer, more round, fuller, not quite as sharp. But the nose is predominantly raspberry and honey. But it is, again, sandpapered smooth. It's not nearly as biting as sometimes raspberry can smell. And then on the taste, you can't smell the dandelion at all. Which I think is new. And then on the taste, you get sort of like this earthy, smoky, almost like just a hint of like stout beer that isn't bitter, with that fruitiness and honey flavor on top. It's in other words, it's really fucking good.
It sounds good.
Yeah, you're describing all flavors that personally I love.
And it's
when you had the stout there, you sold it.
It's not sweet by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it's not like completely suck your cheeks in with tannins or dryness, but the smell is so sweet, and that happens with just about every mead. Is the smell is always sweet. Even if the meat itself is not, which I kind of like messing with people by having them smell and then taste like a super dry mead.
Always a troll.
Of course, walking shit post. But it's really good, and it's got a lot of body to it despite being dry. Sometimes when the sugar's gone, it gets kind of watery, but not this time.
Is that dandelion root tea bringing some tannic properties into?
Oh yeah,
I know you're saying it wasn't overly tannic or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't overly tannic. I did leave a little bit of the greens attached to the blossoms, not all of it, which provides some bitterness. The dandelion roots, which I toasted in a dry pan before I made the
tea.
So there's like a little bit of smokiness, a lot of earthiness, a lot of roasted flavors in it. It's definitely adding to the body to it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that came together really well.
I switched to some ironclad bourbon.
Ooh, nice. That was, I believe, a organization formerly known as Whiskey Quarterly Ontario.
Yes.
Now called Specialty Spirits. Since there's a rebrand, we should have Brendan back on here.
We should.
And get him to.
I think I finally have another 2 brewers coming, so
nice.
Maybe we can get them on and
nice. Do a little.
That'll be fun.
Nice. Hey Kilco, and hey Peter, and I know I said hey to Donald earlier. Jason, obviously, hey Donner Pass, Charles, obviously Weddle, Greg, Terry, everybody that's here. Late hello, but hello. I'm going to move on to, so I can't really nail that one down. I'm going to say maybe it's a high rye bourbon. Put that one maybe either a bit younger or higher ABV just because it was a little punchier. I didn't have so much cask notes on it. So Dave, if you are again around, I'm calling David Kramer to the stage. David Kramer. Yeah, what am I gonna get into now? I don't know.
I don't know.
So
many options.
Well, I think I'm gonna go with also from Mr. David Kramer. This is come on.
Blur.
Focus.
Come on.
Focus. There we go. Oh, fun.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Aaron Explorer. Oh, now it's not even going to focus on me.
There we go. Let's go.
The Aaron Explorer series, I've only had the second and this third. I believe the second was the Lacranza Castle, which is a 21 year. I've got a little bit of it left up there. It's one of my favorite whiskeys. It's marvelous stuff. Aaron, one of those other distilleries that really knocks it out of the park for me. I haven't had one. Actually, that's not true. I've had one that wasn't great, but it's still good. Okay. Oh yeah, the color on this is marvelous. This ooh.
Oh, Dave is here. You could start asking your questions now.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, and Mike
Oh,
is your
man.
teachers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this batch was
I'll
super
color
small.
this
I want to
apple.
share it with a bunch of people, but I don't have a ton.
That looks
Color.
pretty.
Oh yeah, that is sherry and ruby port pipes.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
you can see it.
big time, and even at 21 years, it's marvelous. Yeah. So Dave, I hit the 2 mystery samples from Bradbo. Okay, I think they're both American. The first one I had, my palate was tainted. It is an excuse, but I'm being genuine. So, the first one I think I pegged around something like a 9-year weeded bourbon. And the second, also maybe a high rye. It was a rye or a high rye bourbon. And I pegged it at a younger age or a higher ABV because it was just that much punchier. But I really couldn't tell you. The first one, sorry, Dave, the first one was the small one, the number 13, the wee one.
Oh, there's a chance that we might have a connection with the void.
Whoa!
Coming in.
Are you? Oh, hi. Sorry.
Hey, Void.
Hey, Void.
Guten Tag, guten Abend, guten Day, whatever. Hi.
That seems about right.
So what's everybody drinking?
Oh, good Lord.
It's something amazing, apparently.
Oh, I'm drinking a 21-year-old Aaron that was aged in sherry butts and ruby port pipes. And
Sounds like drug paraphernalia.
yeah, the color on it.
Woo!
Yeah,
Dang.
it's and it is from the Explorer series. It is number 3, and I believe it's Kildonan Castle, Kildonan and Plata Island. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Amazing.
Judging by the orgasmic sounds you were making when I came in the room, I wasn't sure if it was me or the whiskey, but apparently it was the whiskey.
It could be both. Come on.
¿por qué
It
no
could
los
always,
dos?
could
Come
almost
on.
always be both.
I don't, Dave. I don't, Dave. It was so small. There, I literally a drop. It was so small. I committed to it and put it all onto my tongue. It truly, like, for the first time in my life, I'll say that I probably wish that there was a little more for me to go again after the initial drink. Do you still have some? No, I don't. But the second one, I still have some.
Sometimes you just really want seconds, Floyd. What are you giggling about? Jeez.
Nothing, man. Nothing. That was amazing.
What did I do? What did I miss? Was it the this?
No, I just understand that the void lives in the gutter. That's all.
Okay.
And it was amazing. It made my day.
Oh,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I saw those. We all saw those. They look something special. The color on those and the Pinot was super intriguing, but wasn't able to grab one of those. Yeah, please, Dave. I'd love to know.
Oh yeah.
Gotta know the mystery.
Brad, what are you drinking?
Right now, I am drinking some Ironclad bourbon from Virginia.
Nice. Make sure it doesn't shoot cannonballs at you.
It is tasty.
Mr. Famoa, what are you drinking?
I am drinking mead. Specifically the minor healing mead from Valheim.
Nice.
Have you been healed at all, even in a
minorly?
Physically or emotionally,
or all of you all of a sudden developed a pickaxe in your hand for no reason.
Sure.
I made a pun and I feel dirty now.
Honestly, I do feel pretty fucking restored.
Nice.
Excellent.
First one is a Balcones, the anniversary single cask finished in a rum barrel at cask strength. Okay. Yeah. So for me, that could have been 45%. To be honest, it was very tasty. It was very, very, very tasty. But
coming out of Balcones, it was probably like 51, 52.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tend to go a little high on the ABV on average.
So I knew they were both American right away. I knew they were a rye or a bourbon. That was fairly obvious. But the second one I knew for sure was I figured it was a high rye bourbon. So I'll have to check it out their pot still and see what the mash bill is. But it's probably not high rye.
I mean, the fact that it's pot still will throw you off.
Yeah. Yep. Not a common
as a bourbon.
Yeah, certainly. And I've had at this point well over, I don't know, like 200 and something bourbon, I guess, but pot still not super common. And definitely the rum finish. Yeah. So I think that rum finish was what really kind of rounded off anything that, how old is that Balcones? Is it 10 years old because it's their 10th anniversary? I know that might be a stupid question.
I don't think you
would
age
guess
not. 10 years.
Yeah, I don't think they can. I think
true.
It would all be gone.
That's true.
Like, not even just like tasting terrible. It would just be gone.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And all that'd be left is like if you like found like a wet piece of wood and like squooged it out. That's it.
Yeah,
you just open up the.
It would just taste like wood
goes,
sludge.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You just gotta wait for one of those Texas snowfalls to force some of it back.
Why is this barrel so damn heavy? There's nothing in it. Winter comes. Oh,
it's actually full of wood. Okay.
Yeah, that once in a century snowstorm. Just
don't worry, we'll have one in another 5 years. It'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? I love
empty your barrels, gentlemen.
Still not going to be prepared.
Can you imagine though, like going out to like a barrel warehouse that isn't fully climate controlled out there that day and be like, okay, no, bottle all of it now. We need to bottle it right now.
Yeah,
this is happening today.
We may have just filled these in the spring, but it's time.
Yeah. Whatever. This is happening right now, and it's not going to happen again. We need to get this out right now. That'd be a very strange day.
I'm really excited to see with the summers and winters we've had the past few years, some of the wiser stuff coming out. I'm really interested in seeing what's going on.
It'll be interesting.
We literally get minus 30 and plus 30, like minus 35 and plus 35, like in the same year. So that's a lot of barrel activity for sure.
Yeah, 35 degrees isn't that hot. Oh, Canadian degrees.
It's degrees commie, not degrees freedom. That's what the little CNF stand for, yeah?
Yeah.
It seems right. Yeah.
Yeah, it checks out.
What else could it mean? Like that?
Yeah. The math
Can't be anything else.
out.
Math checks out. It's fine.
Oh goodness, this whiskey is spectacular. Ooh. This is the campaign. Like I didn't even have to start.
It worked. The Change.org campaign that we didn't even start earlier.
what
It's
happened?
Ontario Whiskey Lovers Society, no E, and I know that may be offensive to some people, especially you, Donald. But don't worry, we do accept all spellings. And if you have any issues or whatever, like reach me up, Daniel James Hayes. As soon as you join up, I'll get you in there, and we'll get you all Facebooked up, buddy. Just I don't know if you should don't go into the tribe right away because that's gonna.
That's a whole other.
You accept all spellings of whiskey?
We do.
All right, UISCEE whiskey. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm in on it.
Plan.
Yeah, we take it. I'm telling you, we are an incredibly inclusive. Except if you don't live in Ontario, then sorry. Which also isn't true. That's not true at all.
Do we have a
crap.
Christina?
Speaking of which, actually is a non-Ontario member of the Owls group.
Hi.
Hey. Nice hair.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's blue. It's not purple.
No, it's
It's
purple.
cool.
Why do you say it's purple?
It's purple. Just go with it.
Sure.
It's
Dwyer,
purple.
It's purple.
want to show your hair? No. Dwyer got her first haircut in 16 months or whatever.
Oh, is she stoked about it?
Oh yeah, she's
That's awesome.
But there's it's all dyed and colored and all that, but there's still
Nice.
like a little touching up to do and stuff. So she's and she's not super interested. And Dwyer, like the rest of us, doesn't really like people.
Yeah, that's why we like Dwyer.
Yeah.
Damn it, Terry.
What? Wow.
I mean, not wrong, but damn it.
Finally what?
What's finally? Finally is
Finally, there's people worth watching on the stream. I think is what he's
Thanks,
getting
man.
to.
Harry,
Wait, how often is Christina here?
cool, man.
It's worth watching.
Harry doesn't hold anything back, man. He just goes right for the heart. You know what, Charles? Then you're good to go because I clearly haven't any. You've beat me. You've beat the system.
Right. You're technically correct, which is
you've loopholed
the best
your
kind
way
of
in.
correct.
the best kind of correct.
It's fine.
No, fuck that. I'm not. No, it's the worst kind of correct.
I mean, if you want to be pedantic, it's the only kind of correct.
It's
'Cause
the
if you're
loophole
you're
correct.
technically correct.
It's a loophole correct.
The Void was not born to be a bureaucrat.
No. I'm gonna not say things now and drink out of the bottle because things I'm gonna say will be bad.
Void
I
from
like
the
this
bottle.
plan a lot. This is
Void
a good
from the bottle.
plan.
What day is it? It's Thursday. I hope Void doesn't have any type of duties around the world tomorrow.
Only maybe chasing a little white ball around, but that's it.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's only if it doesn't thunderstorm more.
I was gonna say that could be chasing a little white ball around for the Void. Could be like something that causes catastrophic
Right.
somewhere.
Just chasing a little neutron star around. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
It's a Magnetar specifically.
Go with some.
By the way,
Kilwin
I'm doing some knock cutter.
Oh, fun.
Nice.
I grabbed the first thing I saw, which was Michter's.
Nice.
Nice.
That right there is what I am pretty sure is the lowest ABV American whiskey that I really enjoy. I think it's like 42.4 or 42 point something weird percent, and it's really, really tasty. So
41.7.
41.7, even lower.
1.7.
But still weird.
Yeah, it's a weird little number, and you know what? It's pretty low for me for American whiskey, but I really enjoy that. It's a lot of flavor for a lower ABV. Like it's surprisingly.
It's probably my favorite American whiskey,
Oh, it good.
bar none.
Bar
none.
Good.
High praise.
I do really like the blackened though. Like the blackened has become like a go-to for me.
Black
Really?
has become a little bit of a staple.
Yeah. It's
And
super
that's
drinkable.
because- and what it like it's. I mean, I know you're gonna probably say some shit about Lars Ulrich or something, but okay. Just to, I knew the Michter's rye is 42.4%.
There you go.
Nice. There you go.
I knew that weird number 424 from somewhere.
Right. Why is that
It was in
really
your head
strange
for a
number in
reason.
my head?
Yeah, like 42.4% is not a thing. I better justify this or I'm going bonkers. Like
Dan,
yes.
you scare me, man.
Right?
Seriously, that's
You're like, wait, no, hold on. Pulls random bottle off shelf. You know, this is why. Good Lord. Bravo. You scare me in a good way.
Yeah.
But you scare me.
I mean, especially like given the number of bottles and sample
Exactly.
bottles back there, just like the sample size is kind of staggering. Just
yeah.
Ask me what I had for lunch though, and
Yeah.
I hope you got 5 minutes to spare because that's gonna take 4.5 for me to remember.
He's got like a little mini vault back there. It's ridiculous.
Like literally mini because they're all samples. Like
Literally.
if it looks like when Vito's back here, it looks like he's in the whiskey vault.
Oh, small hands.
Small everything.
Go.
Big heart.
Big heart.
yeah.
Um.
Oh, now I want Pete Hart.
Okay, so the
Ooh,
tenure
that's good.
I've only had twice. One was the rye. One was the standard. I think it was bourbon. I don't think it was the American whiskey. I think it was 10-year bourbon. And you know, I don't want to answer that because it's all like I'm just so partial to recommending Rare Breed, and I know everyone's heard it a million times over. And
I mean,
up here,
listen.
$60 Canadian, and it's a cask strength bourbon, and it's great. Knob Creek single barrel. It's supposed to be barrel proof, but it's a clean 60% at 120 proof every time. So I think it might be corrected, but either way, you're not going to argue at 60%. That's another great full flavored, fantastic option that doesn't have a lot of the spikier, punchier, unrounded notes that some younger stuff does. But Michter's 10-year is, I know it's a special pour, so kind of hard to really. I guess you didn't say, you just asked to recommend, not something to replace it or whatever. So yeah, I always recommend those two. Up here in Canada, they're $60 Canadian for those two. I previously mentioned them for the ABV and the value of the product. It's one I'll always recommend as far as lower cost bottles go. Because you guys get it for like $25, $35. Like it's crazy. Even with the conversion, you guys, some of the non-rare bourbon is unbelievably cheap. It's wild.
Leroy.
What's
Right
this
on.
about, Leroy.
My wife My wife has a chicken in Stardew Valley named Leroy Chickens.
Excellent.
course.
Yes,
Nice.
yes, that's
And-
Don't
awesome.
forget Leroy too.
And Leroy too.
And Leroy too, because there are 2 chickens.
That's
So-
amazing.
So there will be random outbursts from her playing Stardew Valley, like 15 feet that way. So
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and not even that much, and say that if you started some type of social media account for Leroy Chickens, it would probably have like 1,000 followers in an hour.
Yeah, it probably would. Just like a picture of a Stardew Valley chicken, just Leroy Chickens, just
Screenshot, like
little
gift
knife
of
in
it.
its beak, just
Yeah.
to exude that Leroy Jenkins energy.
What's this? Oh, I love you.
Random streams just watching Leroy Jenkins just like run around.
That would be pretty good.
Yeah, Donald, it's like taste is subjective, so like experience doesn't matter. But for the sake of it, I've had an awful lot of bourbon, and the first part of like the first 3 solid years of my whiskey journey was almost exclusively on bourbon. And Rare Breed is just super hard to beat. Everything about it. It's a delicious bourbon, and every time I blind it, amongst a couple others, it always comes out as either the number 1 or number 2. Great tasting bourbon.
Usually it comes out as number 1, honestly.
Alcohol will do that.
Yeah.
Got him.
One hopes.
Yeah.
Success. You've broken Dan.
That is
He
typically
may
the
be
goal.
dead. Oh, no, he's alive.
If it comes, yeah. If any whiskey, folks, just a disclaimer here. To be serious for a moment, if any whiskey does come out as number 2, please see a physician immediately.
That's a
Yeah.
problem. You gotta get
Unless you live in America and then see like your friend down the street who's got like some pills that he sells out of his van and just hope for the best.
Oh my
You know.
god!
I mean, not totally wrong.
It's cheaper.
Definitely cheaper.
Oh.
And a little bit more fun.
I mean, depending on the pills, but yeah,
Ooh.
It's always more fun, Brad.
fair.
That's really good, Peter. That's a good recommendation, and it is really cheap. And if you can find some of the single barrels and or store picks, which obviously there's one and the same, you'll really enjoy them because they're that's an excellent recommendation by Peter White. I'm not a massive fan of the standard release of it. But it's not a bad dram. But I know that the single barrels are remarkable. So, who's frozen? Me?
No.
Oh,
No,
Not anymore.
you were down for a while, so they were.
You were
wondering
just
if you
down, so
frozen
people
or
were
broken.
wondering.
oh, broken. Just temporarily
Broken.
disabled.
Just
It's fine. It all worked out.
temporarily out of service. It's fine.
You 404'd. It's fine. You're back.
Just need to get like the old blue screen sound effect or that old Windows error just dunk sound effect and just have it play randomly. Just
Get it ready for pretty much every 5 things that Void says.
Gee, thanks.
Brad, that's your job. Get that queued up.
We
That's
could,
my job.
soundboard.
yeah.
Add it to the soundboard.
Oh,
Somebody
goodness.
cue that up.
Or like the Windows 95 and 98 shutdown
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
and startup noises.
Mm. Oh, Aaron.
That sounds super tasty.
It's really, really, really good. Oh, definitely. I know.
There-
There it is.
Oh, what's going on now?
Nothing.
What?
Boom.
The look of concern.
I know.
Oh, it was just.
I find great deals on computer parts, and I share them with you guys. Normally,
But you have to subscribe to the OnlyFans to get the cast strength hot tub stream. Unfortunately, it's me.
And
Sure.
Dog
I mean,
food.
hey,
Yeah,
if you
we
want to
got
start adding content to the OnlyFans page, it exists. There's just nothing.
I didn't know it existed. I thought I was.
Oh, yeah, no, it exists.
It definitely exists, just to annoy Vito one day when he made a joke about it. So now it exists. But
Okay,
nothing
well-
is there, of course, because
Well, now I have to. I have to like. No, I'm just gonna get like a bubble bath with that like Aquaman toy and like a glass of whiskey.
Absolutely, that
Yes.
would get
Just
so
to
many
put like
views.
the Jason Momoa and just.
Yes.
That would
And
be
by the
so
way-
good.
Terry, I am in a hot tub right now.
Excellent.
Well, I guess that's happening. So,
It is, but it's not visible. On OnlyFans, on the other hand.
Oh, we lost him.
Play the sound.
Man.
Bonk.
We were ready.
Yeah, I was not. Because I didn't expect that.
But we have the sound now. Gotta have that ready.
Suddenly, there's a bunch of people.
These people.
Hello, people.
Pixies started going through copper again, and
That's nice. It's a lot easier to stream when you have power, I suppose. That's fair.
yeah.
Always have power. I just chose not to.
See, that makes sense too. That's just a priorities
Yeah.
issue. That's fair.
White ball was tempting, so. The knock is pretty good out of the bottle. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe it.
There's not enough here. It's fine.
So you know how like empty whiskey glasses start smelling really, really good? Like
Oh, yeah.
will continue to smell really, really good. Like
Yeah.
as they start to evaporate. Mead does the same thing.
Nice.
So I'm just going to be living in this empty glass for the
Ooh,
rest of the stream.
No,
mead.
the last time I was at the tower, I had only 2 glasses of whiskey the entire time I was there.
You would
The
so-
2 empty glasses just stayed with me for like 5 hours.
That's right. That did happen.
And I'd be like, "What are you drinking?" "Nothing. I'm smelling." "Fuck off."
I mean,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
It is super good. Oh, that's a lie. I had 3 because Brad gave me another special one.
Yes.
Keyboard cat now? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't quite gotten the new Windows patch, and it's
The void is leaking all kinds of crazy noises.
oh yeah, it happens.
Patches haven't updated. The patches haven't updated.
Void 2.0. Oh, good
Oh,
lord.
jeez.
This time it's unavoidable.
Oh, go to hell. Oh, oh, oh.
I'm actually surprised that the Matrix is stabilized enough that he hasn't dropped out just from that.
I'm good now.
You good?
Are you? Are you though? Take another swig from that bottle. Maybe you'll be good. Oh, yep, it's leaking again.
Can't find it. That's all I got.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Oh man, that one hurt. That one hurt. That one got me.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased with myself.
I can see the angry react just boiling out of that blackness.
Somehow could feel the tension in the void, like in the actual fabric of reality.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Too bad we didn't have like the Windows startup noise ready.
Okay. What did I miss?
Quick, nice.
Welcome back, Dan.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent. I thought you were stuttering there for a second. I'm like, what happened? Good Lord.
Oh,
You unfortunately missed a very terrible pun.
It made me very angry.
what?
It made
No,
me
you guys
very
are just
pleased
saying
with
that
You'll have to go back
What?
and watch it because it's worth the
I'm
anger of the void.
A little bit, actually.
Are you guys just BSing me because you know that that's my favorite thing?
No,
Oh,
I
no.
made a really good one.
No,
It happened.
No.
It was a real life angry emoji.
it was a
Yeah.
well, it was yes, it was real life anger.
There's lots of ones.
There
Bro's
was
so
seething
proud of
rage
himself.
for at least a moment.
Oh my god, yes. Okay. I'll be rewatching this. I was just a really neat.
It's okay to feel terrible
Yeah.
about them because I definitely do. But
that was me. That was me.
I feel
Sure.
pretty
Get that
nostalgic
back
about
up there.
them.
I'm not gonna click on. I threw that. Did I just do it again?
Don't.
Yeah.
Too many windows is not a good thing for you.
You know,
Too many Linux, on the other hand.
Woo. Too many. Yeah,
Can't have
like
too many Linux.
I've got this screen minimized up in the corner, like in a little small pocket, on a giant monitor, mind you. I don't know anything about that, but I don't know if running the giant monitor off my laptop is particularly healthy for it either. Oh, nice. What's more memorable, that noise or connecting via a dial-up?
Ooh, yes.
yikes!
no, I'm not playing this game.
Good. Don't.
Game.
The Michter's 10 is good. If you can try it, I would try it. I don't know. I know it's one of the crazy hyped ones right now, and I'm going to say this about every bourbon and every rye, and there are some remarkable ones out there. They are not worth any of the hype. So if you're not getting it at retail or, reasonable sample or something like that, you're not missing it. It's not worth that, to me, in my opinion. I've never had a hyped up whiskey that is super hard to get or super duper expensive. Sorry. When I say whiskey, I mean bourbon.
I'm like, wait a second, I know a couple.
that was really actually worth any of it. Like, if I went back in time and didn't try it, I'd be totally like, it just hasn't ever been worth it. Some great whiskeys, like I've had Pappy 23 courtesy of Brad, and it was very, very tasty. It was a great bourbon.
It was great with Dr. Pepper.
Super thankful for it, but would I go any kind of nuts for trying it? No, not even close. Not even close.
Are we still running through the anger? Like, is this the process? Is that what's going on right now?
The void is
It's
processing.
all,
This is therapy for the void. He's
all the
just
stages of
processing
grief
through his emotions.
and all the stages of GIF just going on down there.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
we're probably at bargaining by now. This is probably the bargaining.
100%, Mitch. 100%. The best Blanton's I've had is probably the straight from the barrel. The gold is tasty, but again, nowhere near the hype. And Michter's 10 is a solid bourbon. It's a very tasty bourbon. I really enjoyed it. I like the 10-year rye too. Also really, really nice. Nothing. I like Michter's products. But again, the Michter's 10, I know it's hyped up and goes for crazy stuff there. So I just wouldn't I wouldn't give it the time of day. I would go pick up a bottle of Rare Breed and be happy if that's what I needed.
I mean, you could also pick up a bottle of Rare Mead.
Ooh, zing!
Oh, there we go. Now we're at bargaining.
Dude,
Oh
Dan?
god! Oh my god!
Dan's broke again. We need the.
Oh.
Bonk.
It's okay. We'll get to acceptance soon. It'll be okay. We'll get there.
Really? Yeah, for me, I guess what is the hype? Like, the hype could be subjective too, but like currently here in Canada and like some places in the States, the hype, it's unbelievably like
Right. If you can manage to get it like on the lotto for whatever $150 or whatever, like okay, I guess. But
I think that counts as acceptance.
Yeah, for like secondary market prices, Pappy 23 is not.
You're
Yeah,
probably
no.
right, bro.
And I'll be honest, again, that for bourbon, for me, that 150 mark is pretty much the top. There's nothing for me that had been worth more than 150. There just hasn't. We're back again.
The void is regressing.
We are regressing back three full steps.
Maybe the void has to go forward and backwards 2 steps because it's the void and time works.
The quantum shift is happening.
Stuck in the I in the Jeremy Bearimy, just the dot of the I.
Yeah.
Right. It's not even Tuesday.
Yeah. See, again, that's the subjectivity. I've yet to find a bourbon for me that passes the around 150 mark, because around $100. Like Stag Junior for $88 Canadian is it's spectacular bourbon, and the ratio of taste per dollar, if you will, for me personally, doesn't go up past that 150 mark. And again, Pappy 23 is great. It's tasty. I'm not.
I would never. I don't think there could be a bourbon out there that would. That I could reasonably pay $400 for. A Scotch? Yes, I have.
Yeah, I've done that.
Reasonably is the key operator here, because that's still not reasonable. It was done.
Reasonable is a subjective term.
Oh, yeah.
Reasonable is about
I used to be. Joe, I used to be team bourbon hardcore, like I said earlier and many times before, exclusively bourbon almost for about 3 years, and now I am.
And then we got our club.
We broke him of that pretty quick.
I am super team Scotch. I have more Islay alone than I do bourbon these days. Never mind Scotch as a whole. So, oh yeah, like in different categories, big time. Of course it is, and especially for the name Pappy, like period. It's a massive bargain. It's an unbelievable bargain. Again, considering the value that some people put on it is over $8,000, sometimes more. So yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Today, not in a while. Yeah. Dave, Brad, both very, very, very strongly responsible. Like hardcore. Brad and Dave were the.
It was a team effort. There was a few of us helping out, but we broke you of that habit.
Adam, all the crew was there, but.
I like how they're all like flowering this up. It was an intervention. That's what happened.
Whatever, Dan. You can bring as much bourbon as you want, just as long as you show up. And then as soon as he shows up, just Scotch.
Yeah, this is wow. This is the best thing I've ever had. What is it? 23-year-old Ardbeg. You can't get it. Oh, fantastic!
Oh, we still have a bottle of that not opened yet.
Correct.
The 23.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, I know. I've had it.
We have quite a few bottles that are so good that are not opened yet.
So do I. I'm waiting. I'm dying for a few. I'm really excited about a few. Like super excited about a few, but I can't justify it until I'm with somebody.
Well, I could be there in like 5 hours.
One other person.
So, road trip to New Jersey.
As long as you're here before September.
Hey, Dan, we don't have to stay at a hotel for 2 weeks when we come back anymore. So, I mean, we could make this trip happen.
That's huge.
We can make this trip happen.
I'll say this much.
It's still a little complicated, but we can make it happen.
The only person who's been reliably able to make bottles open here is in the top left corner.
I can be convincing sometimes when I feel like
Yeah, definitely.
No, we're not opening more. No, we're not opening more. Oh my God, we opened another one.
It's a 50-50. Either you're going to open some because he's there and good at that, or you don't have to touch any of your bottles because he brought a fucking box full.
Or
you
just have to bring a shitload of.
Yeah.
Brad's like, I really want to try my whiskeys. Can I have them?
There is that, yeah.
Oh, wait, Brad, was that what I think it was?
I do think legitimately at this point, since we recently got the new acquisition within the past week or so, you legitimately have more whiskey here than we probably do.
Oh God.
Brad has more whiskey at other people's houses than most people do at their house.
Wait.
Everyone.
What acquisition are you talking about?
Did I not tell you?
Apparently not.
Yeah, there's another box at your house.
We had a box show up. We had a box show
I
up.
didn't know that.
Brad and our address. I'm just like, Brad, I'm like, what is this?
I told you it was going to happen.
He says he told one of us.
I don't care. It's funny.
I don't remember
There's whiskey showing up here, and I don't know about it. And it's not mine. It's fine.
And I don't know about it. Okay.
This is the system that has been set up and established.
It's amazing. You know what?
Fine.
It's working so well.
Funny.
It surprised me.
That's awesome and good, because I try slowly every now and then to get Dwyer to get into some whiskey in some fashion, but it's not her cup of tea so far. So I've accepted that, and I still try now and then. But
Well, Dan, if you're giving her tea, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so I don't know what it's gonna take. One day I think there'll be that right time, the right whiskey, and maybe
You know what? What about she likes wine, yeah?
Yeah, not massive on it, but yeah, she definitely digs wine.
So there's
Mead.
possibly, yes.
That's what I
Good. It's good.
Apothic Inferno is wine
Yes.
that is aged in whiskey barrels.
Yes, and it is fucking delicious.
I have a bottle that I've had laying down there for a while. That is, I don't know what the heck it is. It's one of those it's another mass-produced Cali, Robert Mondavi, possibly. And it's.
I mean, it's wine. I have no idea.
I can't start talking about wine right now for two reasons. One, you don't want me to, and two, I can't get my brain into. I had to quit wine out of my life a long time ago.
But this has lots of whiskey notes in it, and it might be a good stepping stone.
It's incredibly possible that bottle of wine was my stepping stone to whiskey.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well,
because literally, how long? I think it was like maybe not even a month before.
All I know
whiskey.
is literally this one walks in. I bought a bottle. She drinks some and goes, "That's great." Puts the glass down and leaves. Leaves the apartment. Is gone. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Comes
the glass
back.
is only like drink a little bit.
yeah, I've got a Robert Mondavi private selection aged in bourbon barrels cab.
Cabernet Sauvignon does respond pretty well to bourbon barrels from what I can, from my experience.
Yeah, this has been laying on that shelf for 4 years. I might actually take a look at a couple guides and contact a buddy and see if this happens to be good right now.
Yeah, Weddle. That's hilarious.
If it is, maybe I'll open it and try and entice Dwyer to get some this weekend.
I mean, it's a strategy. There's some good flavored moonshines and stuff.
I also like Kilko's comment there.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah, every now and again I check my whiskey cabinet just to make sure that I don't have a bottle of Brad's.
I mean, physically it's possible. I don't know. There's a solid chance that Terry has a credit card number of mine. I'm still not 100% sure if that's true or not, but it's very possible. There's at least, I think, 2 bottles in Ireland.
Oh shit!
There's a few scattered around. It's a problem, especially these days. It's very difficult.
As far as I can tell, from the last time I, rifled through the whiskey cabinet, there's none of Brad's whiskey in there.
It's good.
Is Rockden on tonight?
No.
No. Okay, good.
Oh my god.
Not good, but
that
we're not
wasn't.
stepping on
Hold
it.
on a second.
Yeah, no, we're not stepping on it. Don't worry.
The face that Cassie's
Terry,
making
this
for
is,
like getting just half the context of this.
This bottle of wine, Terry, is from Zimbabwe, so maybe it is. It's not. It's from California. Before anyone starts talking to me about, whoa, you got wine from Zimbabwe? No, I absolutely do not. I don't think it's a particularly strong region. Yeah, that Apothic Inferno is all over the place. It's definitely got a following because did you have? No, that was Apothic Dark or something like that, or Apothic Red or something. Dwyer got gifted a bottle of it once.
Before Ardbeg, I was starting to get obsessed with Apothic. It might just be A names. I don't know at this point.
Memo to me: name my meadery an A name.
Yeah, it's wine is, it lasts one night, and it's very, very, very expensive. Whiskey lasts for many, 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 many nights, and is not very expensive. Well, of course, it depends on what you're buying, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But relatively speaking, it's not even a comparison. They're not even in the same fucking universe.
Yeah. Mead's somewhere in the middle where it lasts like a few weeks, a few weeks, but it's also not very expensive. Like the most expensive bottle of mead that I have seen, like on shelves, was like $90. That's like the most super expensive premium mead I've ever seen.
And how long, once opened, would that keep?
A few weeks.
Oh, see, that's not bad at all. Like that's pretty darn good. Again,
if I got some canned inert gas, which I'm looking into anyways for some brewing stuff.
Right.
It could last not as long as whiskey still, but
right.
Much longer than on its own.
Yeah, see, that's huge. Like whiskey for me, like you guys all know, like some of the stuff I've had for so long, like forever. But again, wine's a one-nighter, and if you have expensive taste in wine, it's no good. No good. I mean, it's really, really good. That's the problem. Sorry, like
it's too good.
It's too good. But whiskey's whiskey. I really like it. Like wine, there's so much history, the way it's made. I like things that taste and smell like where they're from and how they're made. And a mead would be a big sector in that enjoyment for me. So yeah, any food or drink that smells and tastes like how it's made and where it's from.
Mm-hmm.
I truly despise wine.
But what's that?
Nothing.
I'm with the Void. I haven't yet found a wine that I've actually enjoyed. But same with beer. So I don't know, my taste.
I mean, I like wine well enough. I like beer well enough. I just don't drink often enough to have really nice wine on hand or really nice beer on hand. It's easier for me to keep whiskey or mead in the house and have my special occasion drinking be that.
For sure. I think I've found my home with whiskey. It's just really is so diverse, and there's something that peated Scotch hits that it's so it's just there's no other food or drink I've had that comes.
Speaking of, I'm drinking some
I'd like
Talisker
your
57.
$8 bottle of wine, yes. That one is so good. I'd like your $8 bottle of wine. These $1,600. It's funny too. Jeez. That's only a $400 bottle of wine. If you're dropping 16 at the restaurant, probably. But yeah, that's an excellent scene from a fantastic show. Hey, you should if you've had that sucker laying down, Brandon, you should do a quick Google on that, because even with your mass-produced blends and stuff that aren't particularly unique vintages or from crazy vineyards, you might have a gem there that happens to be spectacular right now, 5 years later. So check it out. I recommend that for anyone that might not be like heavily into wine or whatever, and you've got a wine sitting there. You might be in a sweet spot right now, and it's always good to keep an eye on that, because wines do change over time in the bottle, as we all know, and you can pass a sweet spot, and sometimes it's not a good thing. Sometimes you might be making a good gamble on something that's even better. Sometimes you might really miss a sweet spot and never return. So
sometimes you're just drinking vinegar.
Sometimes you're just drinking vinegar, and hey, worst case scenario, you cook with it, right, and do some stuff.
True.
So it's not like it's a waste, but even if it's a cheap, like if it is an $8, $10, $12 bottle of wine, still check it out. You might have something. There are quite a few cheaper bottles of wine that have aged very, very well and ended up being remarkable. So not anything that'll hurt. A couple dozen.
For the problem guests.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he has a couple dozen bottles of wine in case he feels like having a few glasses, because a Weddell glass is probably like that big.
No. What he's saying is he has a couple dozen bottles of wine to hurl at problem guests.
They're for his family.
Because there's nothing like eating a bottle of wine. It's very satisfying.
It is a very comfortable, very, very.
Yeah.
Well balanced for that.
Sure. Good heft.
Delightfully balanced.
This is very balanced.
If you're well versed in axe throwing, it's great.
I was just gonna say, now I really want there to be a facility, like an axe throwing facility, but instead of throwing axes, you're throwing bottles of wine.
Well, you just do it in an axe throwing facility, and it's an upcharge. So, would you like the house red or the house white?
My buddy Dustin McKnight is the manager of an axe throwing place, and they have their license. They have a bar in there. I'm wondering if we can't just convince him to close up one night and save the empties for a month, and I'll sweep everything up after, and we'll wear safety glasses
and put it on YouTube.
Sure.
And we'll just basically let Christina have at it, and we'll just hang out and have whiskey, and we'll just keep carting up boxes of empty wine bottles.
What could possibly go wrong? A bunch of drunk people throwing.
And you do got to do the delightfully balanced.
No. You do not give Christina stabling implements.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I think
maybe you don't.
I'm going to make a bold statement right now.
I would definitely give Christina stabbing implements, but
you're an evil bastard.
Yeah,
I'm confident fully.
I'm also reasonably trained in self-defense with stabbing implements, so I'm not as high risk as some people.
I think I'm on. I don't think I'm currently on the stab list. I'm confident in saying that currently. That can change in the blink of an eye, but I'm confident in saying that currently I may not be on the stab list. So I would give her stabby items right now. Hey, you know what? If I get stabbed at the sacrifice of people being entertained by her getting to throw a ton of bottles at the thing, then so be it. I'll take a bottle stab. It's only a bottle. It's not a sword.
It just makes the YouTube views go up even higher, so it's fine.
So I don't think I'm on Christina's stab list, but I'm on enough stab lists.
Well, okay.
I know I'm on Void stab list. I
don't have a stab list.
Here's the thing.
You do. It's just me.
My track record, even with people on my stab list, is even when I'm given pointy objects to use on said people on my stab list, they have gone unstabbed. With
true. I mean, the one time I witnessed that, there was a lot of witnesses. There was like way too many witnesses for a stab.
They were all my friends.
Yeah, we're not idiots, okay? We're not idiots.
I also had a lot of alcohol.
the fifth?
And that might not have been a factor in my head.
Maybe not all of us are idiots, but we're idiots. Like,
individually, we might not individually be idiots, but as a collective, we're a bunch.
And
of
that was
idiots.
a person who was keeping Ardbeg away from me, by the way.
It was dangerous. It was
yeah,
dangerous.
well, that's. I mean, come on now.
That was a person keeping Ardbeg away from me.
Yeah, this is true, Dave. This is true. But also, Dave, you're probably the only person I know that could pick Burley up under his arm. You could pick Burley up in one hand, Mitch in the other, and carry them somewhere and put them down. So it's not a so much of a threatening thing for you as other people that have been in stabbing proximity or headlock proximity or anything like that could be
I mean,
dangerous.
Headlocks also have happened too.
Dan,
that has happened.
Dan, I will say this.
Witnessed
I will say this. Stabbing is like a good business. It's all location.
Sure.
Specifically 3 though.
Yeah,
100%. Location. And depending on her mood, it might be the same location or it might be 3 different locations.
Anyway, we should probably stop talking about stabbing.
Yeah, and bodily harm and such things.
I had a comment removed, or I was warned, or something like that, for a comment I made on one of Burley's posts regarding punching a Nazi. I left instructions on how sometimes it's also comfortable to punch with your foot in the crotch. And
yes, the foot punch crotch.
And they flagged me. They're like, "Yeah, this comment is seriously not okay." Blah blah blah. All that stuff. I'm like, what?
For legal reasons, all discussions on this on this stream are for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, this is entertainment.
Sure.
This is fiction.
Yeah.
All of this is fiction.
But also,
feel
free to punch Nazis. It's fine.
Some of my friends have been getting that. Have you been exposed to extremist content? And I haven't. So I'm like, am I the extremist content? Is it me? Is it me?
I feel.
Should I be proud right now?
Extremist here.
Oh, I love it.
So this Anak is great.
Oh, wow,
it is. Anak is good stuff.
For the first time,
I wish I had more.
At least a year, it wasn't me going back to whiskey talk. Shocking. But yeah, Anak is
because it's void from the bottle right now.
And I do like their marketing scheme of naming all of the, the tools used to harvest meat. Really cool. Definitely cool.
I've never had one of their normal ones. I've actually only had the cutter and the what the hell's the rake one? I don't remember the name. That one.
The one that is that.
Yeah,
yes.
I've had the Pete Hart too. It's good.
Cutter. No. What's the other? There's a few of the tools.
Okay.
Funky names.
Internet of Things.
If only we had access to the internet.
I don't have that ability. Oh, I've got access, but I'm using all the internet I got right now.
Well, no, you're using all your processing power.
Did you find Raskin? Is it called Raskin?
Yes, Raskin. That's the one.
There's another one too. I'm trying to think of. I can't remember, but yeah. They're good. It's always really good when cool marketing is backed up by delicious juice inside. We had Brad probably won't remember this at all, but we had the 2002 Anak at the second or first table that we went to at Spirit of Toronto. And it was really, really good. All of the age stated vintage Anoks are apparently really good, which doesn't surprise me again.
Their website can go to hell.
How bad is it?
Oh, it's just every time I navigate to a page, it's like, hey, cookies. Do you want to enable the cookies? No.
Oh,
okay.
Everybody loves cookies.
Hey, you want to enable the cookies?
Cookies?
don't want your fucking cookies.
But they're cookies.
Just go to Britain and the website will tell you about the biscuits.
If only. That would almost be worth the comedy of it.
That would be amazing.
Oh, fantastic.
That would be amazing.
It really would be.
I mean, there's got to be a petition somewhere saying
Probably.
this is a missed opportunity. You just
Right. Why are you guys fucking this up so much? You could be calling it biscuits.
normally America's doing the fucking up. It's I don't know how to handle this situation.
Right. It's like right there. Like it's very clear. Why aren't you doing it? That would be so good.
By the way, Burley, just, you know. Just saying.
Don't worry. Void from the bottle might not remember this whole entire conversation tomorrow.
Void from the bottle ain't that deep in the bottle.
Yet.
Fair. That was a very fair assessment. Oh, Dan's back. Hi, Dan.
Howdy.
What's a fair assessment?
Yet.
Yet.
Yes.
America has many rocks, and some
Mount
of them are
Rushmore,
very nice.
Like the big giant one that's carved into faces. That one.
I actually live by one of the largest rocks in America. Well, not like by, but like a close enough drive to one of the largest rocks in America.
That's cool. What? Tell us about that bad boy.
Unfortunately, the Daughters of the Confederacy saw fit to carve into it a monument that sucks, but it's Stone Mountain. Largest piece of exposed granite in the world, I think.
Awesome. That's awesome. Is
Yeah,
that
I feel
in
like
your
that's a
wonderful, beautiful state of Georgia?
It is in Georgia.
Awesome. Awesome.
JAWJA, Georgia. Yes, that's
Sure. The only proper spelling.
Now listen here, Burley. You're pronouncing it wrong. It's
Start a fight.
Georgia.
no. You're pronouncing it wrong.
Listen
it's
now.
Georgia.
Listen here. The button.
Yikes.
Don't be that. I'll press it. I don't have that. I don't have that power. It's I'm bluffing. I don't have
To be
that power.
honest, I mean, you know me enough. Like, I'm just curious what the button does now. Like, press the button. Why?
Go ahead, Brad. Press the button. Oh no, it's so big.
It's so big.
Yikes.
Gonna just
And-
let that one
No
go.
matter what happens,
Done.
I guess we
And
get to
it's
time.
done.
And the stream is over. Good night, everybody. Cheers. Have a good one. See you next week. We can't beat that, so we're done. Bye.
Hey, when you press the